Michael. Good to see you. You had mentioned the other day that you were hoping to see Jamal when you guys traveled to LA. Were you able to see him? And if so, how's he doing? And if not, is that the plan tomorrow in between LA games?
No, yeah, we've seen Jamal. It was great to see him. Obviously, he's a huge part of this team, not just on the court, but off the court. Culture, locker room, his positive energy. And so I think I speak for everyone in our travel party. It was great to see Jamal Murray. And I think it was great for Jamal to see us. He's a part of our family, as I said, Mike. So great to see him. I'm not sure if he'll be able to come to the game tonight or not, but just having him around, seeing him, feeling him was great for everybody.
Ryan Blackburn.
Coach, last few games, the defense has just really risen to another level. Has it become necessary in your mind that given the lack of ball handling, given the lack of kind of offensive playmaking around Nikola, to just become more of a defensive-minded team?
Well, I think you're always trying to improve on defense. I think on the year, we're hovering right around 11th in our defensive rating. Since we've gotten Aaron Gordon the last 19 games, I believe, I think we've jumped to maybe 7 or 8 in defensive rating. And so you always want it, whether you're fully healthy or not. Obviously, this time of the year, you have to rely on your defense when shots aren't falling. I think as of late, we're struggling to make shots. But one thing I know about Facu, PJ, Austin, and Shaq, those guys are going to guard on the perimeter. The other night, our last game against Toronto, that fourth quarter with Jermichael Green and Paul Millsap on the floor, those guys were playing at a high level as well on the defensive end. So that needs to be a constant. That will be tested tonight, obviously playing against the number 2 offense in the NBA and the number 1 3-point shooting team in the NBA. So hopefully our defense can continue to play at a high level and give ourselves a chance against a very talented Clipper team.
Lawrence Murray.
Hey, Michael, how are you feeling today?
I'm all right. Appreciate you asking.
Of course, man. So the only game that the team has lost since Jamal Murray went down in Golden State, the previous Golden State game was again in Golden State. That's when Will went down. And after the game, I saw that you didn't want to let anybody, the media, the team, anyone use that as an excuse. And, the team responded with the win streak that you're on now. And I just want to know from you, like, how have you been able to, over your 6 years with the team, understand what buttons to push over your time and get your team to consistently respond through adversity?
Yeah, well, one, I think I learned a long time ago, being the son of a coach, I have to be who I am. I have to be true to myself. I can't try to be someone else. So that's just in my nature, not to make excuses, not to give in to adversity. And it also speaks to the players that we've assembled year after year, because I think in the 6 years, whether it's last year in the bubble being down 3-1 and back-to-back series, finding a way to overcome that adversity and win, whether it's being without Jamal Murray for the last 9 games and going 8-1, no matter what the situation has been, we never spend 1 ounce of energy or waste 1 second of time talking about what we don't have. We spend all of our time talking about who we do have and how we're going to overcome it. I have a tremendous coaching staff, I have a tremendous locker room, a tremendous culture, and our guys, I think, constantly understand that no Jamal, and then Monte goes out, and then Will goes out. All right, well, it's a next man up mentality, even if that next man is on a 10-day contract or on a 2-way contract. It doesn't matter. This is your opportunity to go out there and play. And the last thing I'll say to that is that's why I think Nikola Jokic has such a strong case for MVP. No matter who's around him, there's a common denominator. He has played in all of our 63 games, and he has played at an incredibly high level. And that's how come you're able to weather storms, because your best players show out.
Mike Singer.
Hey, Michael. Ty Lue just announced Kawhi will be available. I know, stunned. In their last 10 games, they're also shooting 40 from 3. I'm just wondering, what are the keys when you're going up against this Clipper team?
Yeah, they have so many weapons. Obviously, anticipated Kawhi being back. Paul George is an amazing talent. They have a lot of other guys that can really hurt you. I think Zubac is one of the more underrated players in the NBA. I really respect his game. Picking up a guy like Rajon Rondo, championship experience leader, one of the higher IQs in the entire NBA. But you named it. I mean, the reason we were able to beat them last time we were here is we held them to 29% from three. And they're at 42 on the season, which is almost near historical levels. So there's a lot of guys that can space the floor. They have tremendous one-on-one players in Kawhi and Paul George. So it's a multiple effort night. Last time we played here, we had 61 contested shots. That's the kind of effort that you need if you're going to have a chance to get out to their shooters. So that multiple effort mentality will be tested tonight. Can you shrink the floor? Can you be in the gaps? And then when the pass is made to a really good shooter, get out there and contest or get out there and run him off. But we'll see. So in about 3 hours, 3.5 hours, I'll have a much better answer for you after we've done that or we haven't done that.
Cameron Buford.
Hey, good afternoon, Coach. How's it going?
Doing well. Thank you.
Sir, I want to ask you about the development of Michael Porter Jr. and kind of how you've worked with him over the past couple of years just to get him to this point of where he's at now, really producing for you guys.
Yeah, well, Michael Porter deserves a lion's share of the credit. Here's a young man who we drafted, fell on draft night. We felt we could not pass up on that talent, and it has paid off to this point. That first year was incredibly hard for Michael. Basketball is a huge passion of his, and to not be able to play 1 year at Missouri in your rookie year in the NBA, that's hard to go through. That is challenging. But I give Michael a lot of credit because he got through that. He worked on his body. He worked on getting stronger. And he's every game, every season, it seems like he continues to grow. And as much as you hate to see guys go down to injury, I would much rather have Jamal Murray healthy than to have seen him go through that injury that he sustained in Golden State. But when those types of injuries happen, it affords other people opportunities. And Michael Porter has just been incredible all season long, but especially since Jamal's been out. He and Nikola are averaging, I think, 25 plus together, and both doing it incredibly efficient. Michael's at 55 from the field and plus 50 from three. And he'll be tested tonight. I mean, these guys have incredible wings, size, very good defensive team. But Michael's maturing. He's growing. And as I told everybody last year in the bubble, the challenge was simple to Michael. I said, do you want to be a great scorer or do you want to be a great player? Because if you really want to be a great player, you have to buy in and learn and commit to the defensive end. And I think this season, we have all seen a tremendous amount of growth on that end. The offense is really easy for Michael, but the rebounding and the defense, I've seen incredible commitment and growth on that end.
All right, Coach, we got time for one more. We're going to end with Joel Rush.
Hey, Coach. There has been a lot of talk, or there was a lot of talk after Jamal Murray got injured about, kind of writing you guys off, but now you have continued your, largely winning record since that injury. And what does it say to you about just the job that Tim Connolly has done, that he's, kind of armed you with the roster of guys, many of them recent arrivals who have been able to do what you've done?
Yeah, I think it's a team effort. Anytime you lose guys like Jamal Murray, Monte Morris, Will Barton, you could say really that's two and a half starters right there that are out. And I think once Jamal sustained that ACL injury, I think most people did say, well, there go the Nuggets' chances. We were exciting. We got Aaron Gordon. Everybody was kind of hopping on the bandwagon a little bit. And then Jamal goes down, and understandably so. A lot of people didn't think we'd be able to weather that storm and handle that adversity. I think Tim, Calvin Booth, the entire front office do a terrific job. Constant communication with myself and the entire coaching staff. Who's out there? Who can we get? Who can help this team out? And, Shaq Harrison on a two-way, Austin Rivers initially on a 10-day have come in and helped this team. And that's been the fun part about it, is that no matter who we call upon, those guys are willing to go out there and give it all they have to try to help us get the win. So no one in our locker room has lost any belief in what our goals are. And that's why we're such a great group to be around every day.